morning and welcome to Fit Breaks with Jess. Today we are going to do a few exercises using some resistance bands. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you do check with your doctor and make sure that these exercises would be safe for you to do to get started. So we have three different kinds of bands. This is two bands tied together just to make it a little bit bigger for some of the exercises. We have this green one. Is just one band tied together to make a circular band, and then we just have a regular blue band that we will be doing for some things that we don't need a circular band for. So to get started, we're going to use the green one first. And if you need to sit down to put these around your ankles or whatever, that's fine. So we're going to just put our feet through them and right around your ankles, and you're going to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're just going to be stretching out to the side, just like this. So we'll do 5 on each side. All right, and then switch to the left side. Okay. Usually you go through about 3 repetitions of these, but for time purposes, we're just going to go through 1 repetition thing. So the next thing is, it's kind of similar. You're just going to be kicking out to behind you rather than to the side. So we'll do that 5 times as well. Okay, and if you need to have something to hold on to so you don't fall, you put a chair out in front of you. Just kind of hold on and it'll do the same thing. Just kick out like that. Okay, and so the next one, we're going to bring the band up just a little bit, about middle of your calf, and you're going to be kicking your leg up rather than back, so like this, but you still want to make sure you have that resistance that you need with the band. Okay, and we're going to switch to the other side. Good. So now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and switch the bands so we have a little bit different resistance. So we're going to take this blue one, but we're going to also got to do a band that's tied together and one that's not. So first with the blue one, we're just going to put one end on the ground and stand on it. Make sure you have a good amount of resistance on the band so it doesn't pop up. And we're just going to hold it in your fist and like you're going to do a bicep curl. So just like this, 5 times. Okay, and then switch to the other side and do the exact same thing. Okay, and then we'll hold on to both ends with your hands and put both feet on top of the band, and you'll do the same thing but with both hands at the same time. All right, and if you want a little bit more resistance, you can actually do this one standing. So you'll stay on top of the bands like we were, and then just pull up like this. Okay. So I'll show you how to do the same thing with the band that is tied, and on the same exact thing, you just have a loop rather than one flat piece of material. So same thing, 5 repetitions. Okay, switch to the other side. And then again, right in the middle for both hands. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take the smaller bands that we had tied together, and we're going to do some arm exercises. So the first one we're going to do is put your hands on top of your head and try to get as much of a 90-degree angle as you can, and we're just going to spread that out. Okay, and you can rest in between these, and we'll do 5 more. Okay, and the next one, we're just going to bring it down to about elbow length. And it's very similar. We're just going to have our hands at about a 90-degree angle, and we're going to spread our arms out. Okay, and we'll do one more set of 5. Okay. You can also do these exact exercises with a band that is not looped together. All you would do is kind of hold it in the middle and create the type of resistance that you want. And do the same thing, just pull out and bring back in. You can do these above your head as well. So the thing to remember when you're working with resistance bands is they come in different strengths. So you want to make sure that you get a strength that works for your body and what you can maneuver on your own. If you have one that's not tied together, like this one, you can create your own resistance on it. And the way you do that is just by where you hold it up. So if you hold it farther out, there's less resistance. And the tighter you get it, the harder it will be to hold. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing that. Another thing that you can do with resistance bands is if you have like a doorknob or something you can tie it to, you can tie it to that. So one of the things we're going to do is come over here and we'll just tie this in a little knot around a bar. You can come out and do the same exercises, but you'll just be using that as your resistance, so you can do one side at a time. You'll just turn around and switch sides. You want to make sure you get the knot tight so it doesn't snap you as well. You can also kind of stand behind it, and with the foot forward, your opposite foot, you can just kind of reach forward like this. Do 5 times. Okay, and then we'll switch to the other side, put your other foot forward. So if you're pulling with your right hand, you want to have your left foot forward. Just same thing, reach over. As we're lower, you might be able to tie one to your ankle and one to the post and do how we did at the beginning with the looped bands, doing this one. Can't really tie it any lower right now, but that is an option to do as well. Alright, so that's all that we have today. Just make sure that we're breathing correctly, make sure every move so you don't get lightheaded or anything. Remember to always check with your medical provider before you start any new type of exercise to make sure it's the right one for you. If you have any questions regarding any of the exercises or anything, feel free to call the education department and we can help you find some specific exercises or answer any questions you may have regarding the resistance bands. Other than that, thank you for joining us today and have a great day.